What you guys, what's new in Windows 11 Moments 4 update? That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. This is a new feature update released by Microsoft. Now, if you're updating your system and some of the features that you see in this video are missing, don't worry. Microsoft are sort of trickle feeding these to people by region. So depending on what region you live in, you will get these updates as and when Microsoft release them. Now, I'll try and cover as many as I can, or as many as I can remember in this video, because there's quite a lot of them, because it is quite a big major update. So buckle up and let's go through some of these updates. But before we continue, let's have a quick word from today's video sponsor, CD Key Sales. If you're looking for a cheap Windows 10 Pro, cheap Windows 11 Pro OEM keys, or Office, then check out the links in the video description. Create yourself an account, then click on the Buy Now button and use my promo code B R 09 and apply this to your order and get a 30%
And you'll get
discount.
a massive
discount, as you can see there. Once you hit the submit order, you can choose PayPal to pay for your order. They will then send you the key and you can activate your version of Windows. As simple as that. All the information and links will be in the video description of this video. Okay, so let's cover some of the update features that have been released for Moments 4 update. If you look up the top here, you'll see the search box has had the edges rounded off. And it's the same with the other box on the other side as well. And also the search feature has been optimized so it works a lot faster and a lot smoother compared to previous versions of Windows, as you can see here. So it's really accurate now and it's really quick. So it's a good way of searching. Also, over this side of the options, we do have that gallery feature here. Now, inside here, you will get all your images and photos in a much more organized fashion here. You can change some of these. So basically up the top here, you should see details here. You can see the details of that image right here. It gives you all the information about that image. Also up the top here, we do have an area which we can change for the gallery. So let's go up to the collection here and then go to down the bottom where it says manage collection. You can add in what areas you want here and make these your default as well by right clicking, removing, moving up and set public, save location and make them as default. So this is what you can do here inside the gallery. It's a nice little added feature here, makes it much more organized and easy to find all of your images as well. So moving on to the next one. Also, you can open up windows like this and then drag them out into their own window like so, and then you can drag these back in onto the bar that you've originally got them from by just dragging onto it like so. So that's another feature that they've added in here. Another feature they've added in is if you want to quickly share items, you can do by right-clicking on these and hitting share. When you click on share, this will open up another window, which will allow you to put in an email address or a name, and it will then share these on your local network or also to the people that you're selecting to. Nearby shares are turned off on my machine, but you can turn those on and also share using your Outlook or Snipping tool or whatever other client is listed down there. I don't have much installed on this system, but you would have other options available there. But that is the share feature, which you can just type people's name in and share to them. It's also on this top ribbon up the top here in any of the windows that you open up here. You should see that share feature, which you can do exactly the same thing from this location as well. So that is the share feature that they've added in onto the system. Next is the probably biggest one that they've rolled out, which is Copilot, which allows you to do more creation, more balanced or more precise. And you can either type stuff into this like text, asking certain questions. You can do that in here. Doing the questions is okay. You don't need to be signed into Microsoft. But if you want to do creation and things like that inside this Copilot, you will need to basically be signed into a Microsoft account. Some of the features you will need to be signed into a Microsoft account to use. So bear that in mind. This is using the Bing Chat thing here. So basically when you do a creation, I'll show you a quick creation of a logo here. So you can see I'm going to choose this image here and basically type out and give it some instructions to follow. So create a logo with a photo or image, and then basically tell it to use some text of what you want it to say. So let's go ahead and say we're going to use this image and we're going to say with, say, Britec. Now, the last time I tried this, it struggled with that name because of the fact that it's not a proper name. So if you use a proper name, it will actually try to create that logo for you. So let's go ahead and let that run. And basically what it's going to do is go off and try to find some AI and then create it for us. And as you can see here, it's starting to work away on the image generating, and it will also add that text in there. So I'm going to let that do its thing. And I'm pretty sure if you use normal names like some sort of name it will give you, you can see it's got Britec and it's also got Britec there. So it has got one of them right, or two right there. So I'll quickly click on this one and you'll see exactly what it looks like. It's used an idea from your image and your text that you've used and created a cool logo like that. So it is pretty cool for doing things like that. And that's not spelt right, by the way. This one has. This one's spelt right. So it's because the name is not correct. If you use a correct name, it will probably do that a lot better than these weird names that I've got for a channel name like Britec09. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So that is the Copilot that they've added in. You can turn that off as well and remove that. I've made a video on showing you how to do that. So let's move on to this one here, which is combined taskbar buttons and hide letters. If you put when taskbar is full, it will basically show you the text on the bottom here. I've already covered this before in previous videos, but now it's released to the general public. I want to just quickly show you so you can understand it is actually in this moment for update. You can show the seconds on the system tray on the clock as well. Don't think that's new, but I'm just going to check mark that just to show you. And again, like I said, you can turn off these features as well. I don't think you can turn off all of the features like Windows Backup, but you can turn off this Copilot up the top here if you want to by just toggling this off. Or you can use the registry tweak or group policy editor to completely turn it off if you want to do that. Now, this other feature they've added in here is quite useful. Inside system, if you go down to for developers, inside here, you've got the end task here. This basically allows you to right click and end the task without opening up Task Manager here. So you can just toggle that on there and basically do that very quickly and easily. I'll quickly show you how this works. I'll do two methods here. I'll open up a bunch of windows here and close all. And we'll also do another one where you can just close the one window by, instead of doing right click Task Manager and going in there end task, I'll show you how to do it here. So let me just quickly show you this one here where we can close all these windows quickly by just right clicking on this and closing all windows like so. You can see them all open there. Right click, close all windows, and that should close all those down. And there we go. And if you wanted to do the end task, it's that simple. You would just go over to, say, for instance, the settings window here. If it's having some sort of issue, you can right click on it and end task right there without going into the task manager. Other ones they've added is the home screen here. They've given this a window of its own. So it's all nicely organized in rounded little modules here that you can see. And this is the actual home screen that they've added. Yours might look slightly different. Everyone's going to have a slightly different home screen, but it's all nicely organized in categories here as well. So that's what's been added in to that Moments 4 update. Another one they've added in is the Task Manager here. If we open this up, you can open these up in their separate windows on their own, and it will give you the information, as you can see here, when you click on these. If you double click on them, it will give you the information in its own window, which is quite nice as well. And again, we can close this off and move on to some other options that they've added into this big feature update. So another one is in the account section here. This is the passkey settings here. And what this is going to do is allow you to use one passkey. So you can see here, use the passkey saved on your device to sign in to apps and websites without a password instead of signing in using your face, fingerprint or PIN. And also your Windows Hello. So really simple. And I've got no passkeys on here, but if you want to set that up, you can do. Another feature is inside your personalization. You've got your dynamic lighting, which I've covered before. And you can see here, this is now officially been added in. And this is for your RGB and stuff like that. You can set a solid color, have it on brief, rainbow, wave, wheel, and gradient inside here. If you use the drop down arrow, you can select what color you like. And you've also got your color wheel as well and hex code if you want to use that as well. So that is the dynamic lighting that's been added inside this update. Let's move on to another feature. which has been added, which is the dev drive here. So let me just quickly show you this. Inside the advanced storage settings, when you come down here, you should see inside here, we've got disks and volumes. And there we have create VHD, attach VHD, and then create dev drive right here. You can learn more about it by clicking on this here. You can create a new VHD drive here, resize an existing volume if you want to, and they would obviously be listed here once you create them and go through the motions of creating one of those, disk drives there for the dev drive. So let's go ahead and move on to something else here, but you can read more about that if you want to. I'm just going through as many as these as possible because there was quite a few that they've added in. So another one they've added in is the HDR here. This is now finally working, and you can toggle this on if you have HDR support on your monitor. Mine does have it, and you can toggle it on. If you don't, it will be grayed out and you won't be able to use this feature. But if you do want to use it, that's how you can toggle that on right there. Next up, we're jumping over to the personalization section. Inside here, we're going to be able to use some features that they've added into the personalization. So let's go ahead and click this. And you can see right here on this area here, you can see we can now have the spotlight icon turned on, and you can use this theme right here. And basically it will change your wallpapers on a daily basis and things like that if you want to. You can also use the background here. You can see I've got it on slideshow at the moment on this theme here, Sunrise. And basically, if you want to change this to Windows Spotlight, you can just change it right here, and you will get a new wallpaper every day. Okay, so next, move on to the next one here. Now, you can seamlessly switch between your PC and Cloud PC, or you can create new ones here by just clicking on this and create new. I don't have a Cloud PC on here, but let's just go ahead and rename this one here. Call it whatever you like, and you can switch seamlessly between the two and have different things, different desktops for each of these, which makes it quite easy for people that want to have multiple different desktops, and they might use that feature. It's quite useful, but I don't use it. And if you want to turn it off, you can just turn it off right here. Again, the audio has had a mixer added in now, which makes it a lot easier. So for people that have been complaining about the audio, you can use these features where you've got access to your audio and mixer right here. Let me just click on this right here and open it up, and it will take me straight to the mixer section on here. And all this is going to do is allow you to control your audio a lot better, and you can control it from inside here. As you can see here, volume mixer right here, and go into here, and you can make changes inside here to all of your audio. Next up, this feature has been added, which I think is well overdue. You can see 7-zip files here, and also it will do RAR files, WinRAR files. You can basically unpack these and unzip these without having any additional software on your system now. So you can just extract this, and this is a 7-zip file. So without having to install 7-zip or WinRAR or any of those programs anymore, you can do all that with native Windows by just unpacking them like so. And that is quite useful for Windows because it's been a long time coming. Next up is Notepad. You can see I've got some text inside Notepad here with some information. And if I close this off and open it again, you can see it saves exactly what it was before. I don't need to save the information. It will automatically open with what was previously in that Notepad, which can be quite useful rather than keep saving them to your desktop. Another thing you can do here is use your snipping tool and use the snipping tool to take a snippet of the text here. And when you open this up, you can see here, automatically, I can see the information. I can click on this one here, which says text actions. It will then analyze it. And then I can then basically use the quick react to react to something. So basically I could say block out my email address here and use the quick react, and it will blacken that out. You've got email addresses and phone numbers right here. You can recognize these, and you can quickly blacken them out like so. You can also manually just quite easily just highlight something like this. And I found sometimes the quick react doesn't work all the time, and then you can right click on it and it will work this way. So let me just quickly show you. I can right click on this and use this method. It works flawlessly every time. You also have the ability to record video now inside the snipping tool, which has been added to your snipping tool. So it's becoming quite useful. And they've added some really useful features. Now, if you copied and paste this text into a notepad like this, it will automatically retract any of the information there, which you've already blackened out. So it's quite useful for that sort of stuff. Let me quickly close this off and we can then move on to the next thing. But yeah, so you've got your video recording on there as well, which I've shown you before. So I'm not going to cover that in this one, but you have got that in your snipping tool and you've got those added features there. So let's move on to another one here. You can see here we do have a image here. So let me quickly right click and we can open this up inside Paint. When you open this up in Paint, you do have your layers section here, which they've added in. And also we do have another one, which is remove background, which is quite useful for people that don't use, say, Photoshop or any of those applications. You now don't need to install anything like that to do quick things like this. So let me quickly click on this remove background feature here, and this will quickly analyze it using AI, and it will quickly remove that background. And that was quite a complex background. It done a pretty good job there. So not too bad, really, considering it's a built-in tool on Microsoft's operating system, and that's only going to get better over time. So that is the Paint. We have layers and also remove background. And closing this off, and we can now go into, again, Photo. If we open that image in Photo, you can see here also Photo, we can blur out the background if we wanted to here. All you need to do here is click on the edit the image. It will analyze it. And again, what we can do is use the background blur here, and it will analyze the image and allow you to blur the background to the intensity that you want. Very simple and easy to do. So they are quite useful applications that they've added in here. Inside the Windows Store here, if you go to the Windows Store, they've also added in a AI section here, which will put all of the AI applications into one area. They've called it AI Hub. And inside here, you will get all of the AI stuff that you can use. Very cool little feature to add in, especially if you use the Windows Store. I don't really use the Windows Store that much, but I know a lot of people do. Next up, we've got the Windows Backup tool. Now, Microsoft have said that they haven't added a way of removing or uninstalling this yet, but they said they will have a workaround for people very soon, so you can disable this if you don't want it. At the moment, it's basically embedded in. You can't really do anything with it. It's there, but it's going to let you back up your PC to folders, apps, settings, and also you can see here all of your credentials and stuff like that will be backed up if you want to. So that's the Windows Backup. Dev Home is another thing they've added in here. This is a control center for Windows, providing the ability to track your workflow and coding tasks. So basically, it's a customizable widget if you want to use that. I'm not going to use that, so I'm not going to go into it. But if you're interested in that sort of stuff, then by all means, you can use that. I just wanted to quickly do this blur tool again because I quickly shut that down without showing you the full blur. But once it analyzes it, you can literally blur the intensity up a little bit more like so, and it should blur that well like so. And again, you can apply that and it will be nice and blurred like so. So very useful, and you can see it's done a very good job at blurring the background, which is very difficult to do without Photoshop. So if you've got a program built into Windows, why not use it? Other than that, I think that's going to be about it. That's pretty much all of the more important ones I would say that I've covered. Now again, there's been some other upgrades, like narrators add some updates and some other things as well. I'll leave a link in the video description for the Microsoft blog where you can read everything that's been updated in there. I've covered all the most important stuff, I think. Some people are going to actually say that it's just more bloat they're going to have to remove. And, you know, it's each to their own. Some people have looked forward to these updates and some people are just not happy with them at all. But at the end of the day, I think they have made some massive improvements to Windows 11, and the overall look and feel to Windows 11 is starting to get a little bit more polished now compared to when it was first released. Maybe they should have waited until it looked like this before they released it, instead of releasing a, you know, sort of buggy version that they did release and then used us as guinea pigs. But other than that, I think that's going to be about it for this video. Anyway, my name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of this update. I'll be interested to read your comments. Also, give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the YouTube algorithm. And I just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members. I appreciate the support. I shall catch you in the next video, or I'll see you on the Discord server for a chat. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.